does not.
It does. Hiding my COVID. It's not that bad.
It's not. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Woke-Ass Wednesday.
Oh my god, you're like literally right on time.
Huh?
You're right on time.
Awesome. We're right on time.
Actually, a minute early.
Okay, so we got a compilation set that Nepper has put together for us. I think I've seen a few, but most of them are fresh. So we will get on to this, and I have no idea what this first one is.
This is a special treat that Guru and I found today, and it's been stuck in our head all day. But I think it's kind of
the Marine rapper.
Yeah.
He's exactly what the name says. He was an actual Marine that went rapper.
Oh yeah.
He's got a couple controversial songs that that YouTube took down.
Oh, this one
because
so I don't know.
because he was speaking, out about the woke and.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All right, so.
We did good. So just make large.
Yes, make large.
Make large, and play.
Let's go.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Seeing red, so don't push me. Ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the. Said it was some Haitians somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels.
Have you seen Garfield?
Eat the cat.
Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on. Miss me like an airball. Tell me where my cat is coughing up like a hairball.
Eat the cat.
I gotta tell them if they even put the fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them because I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter. Usually I'm content, but if you touch my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you touch my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
It's a shame, it's a pity. Gone overseas where they said Hello Kitty, but it ain't there, it's right here in your city. When I turn my back, now the cat goes missing in the where my peoples is at. Does anybody know where he flipped with that? Cause I heard they putting claws on felines, I'm mad. And my cat disappeared just like Felix the cat. And they got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat.
Like that.
Drop that cat. Drop that cat. Got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat.
Drop that cat.
So there you go. That's what we found.
Santa's little helper and Snowball.
Yeah.
What the hell is even that?
All right, so yes.
Yeah, it totally went over my head that I was like, why the Simpsons, And then I'm like, Springfield, yeah. But yeah, they once did a thing where you could see all 4 states at once, and they had like all these states that were really far away, like Springfield, Ohio, Springfield, Massachusetts, Springfield, Idaho, and all that. So they never really have divulged which Springfield.
But they made other hints at what it possibly was.
I think it's Ohio then?
It could be. I mean,
the nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
That's there, I think. So I don't know, but yeah, that was pretty good. I think they did a pretty good job.
Yes, they did. All right, so now we got 10 minutes of woke madness to ruin your day. Number 11.
Some folks will seek validation at any cost, even if it means lying to themselves and forcing others to play along. Take this girl, for example, who's intent on convincing us all that she's a non-binary clown and that her life is better off that way.
I think you're nuts.
As always, stick around to the end for the recap, this week's woke news, and much, much more.
I think that I would like validation for my gender identity. There are some pictures of me. My pronouns are it and they. My gender is none. I enjoy dressing in a more feminine, I guess, way, but I don't want to be associated with.
Okay, I have seen other girls with our era that are like this, not this extreme, but very similar, do the butch hair thing.
Yeah.
And their mothers were like heavily into opioids and not around.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like that is the big crisis, is that a lot of them are not around.
Her physical dressing style is a lot like your ex's.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't get that extreme.
And there was
like dyed her hair.
And there was,
Yeah, I didn't really know her, so
yeah, I mean, she did that type of hairstyle quite a bit.
And yeah, like even mine, it was like I tried to like dull down my femininity.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing though. Yeah.
So I mean,
narcissism and
there's a pattern there.
For sure.
Yes, narcissism goes hand in hand with the opioid crisis.
Yeah, I was asking if you thought it was like caused by or just symptom of.
Symptom of, more so.
It's like they kind of just like they have a narcissistic tendency already.
And I think a lot of it too is the government saw potential
Absolutely.
to get an upper hand somewhere.
Yeah.
And so they said, listen, this is the way you need to be.
The first time that they did that was with the Native Americans with the liquor.
Yes.
You know, take them out of their mind, and it destroyed like whole structures.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you saw it. It's been, never really been confirmed, but it's been said that they've introduced, crack cocaine into minority neighborhoods and ruined that structure.
Yes.
And so when it comes to the middle-aged, suburban, usually Caucasian housewife.
Exactly.
It's the opiates. It's the opioids. It's the painkillers. It's the antidepressants. It's the wine. It's the whole trifecta.
Yes, it is.
And this is the result. Look at how dull. Look just emotionless, sad.
And that is not a clown.
No.
Clowns actually have expressions. Yeah, I don't know what you'd call this.
That reminds me of like the old like porcelain like
dolls,
French dolls, that they used to have that were quote unquote clowns.
This is demonic,
And
the demonicness takes over.
Just nothing there.
Yeah.
Just a shell.
Again, because you don't know what kind of childhood this girl had.
Exactly.
You don't know if the mother wasn't present. You don't know if the father ran away.
We need to plug.
Okay, dude, plug.
I'm betting there's fatherlessness, and I'm betting that it's a single mother.
Yes.
It's just like I'm willing to take some bets on that.
Yeah, exactly, because you see it a lot that way.
Yeah.
Gender. I enjoy looking like a clown. I kind of view myself as a doll. I don't abide by gender. I'm built different.
And now the first question that pops to mind is what this human doll does to earn a living, besides dressing up and seeking validation from the internet. And speaking of validation, just look at the lengths that even celebrities like Rihanna will go to in order to stay on the good side of the woke left.
And he designed some boxer briefs that both men and women and non-binary people of all gender appropriations and the pronouns, everyone is included. I didn't want this to be boxers are for men.
It almost looks like she had a gun pointed at her the whole time. It's crazy how one little slip-up will immediately get you cancelled even if you didn't mean any ill intent at all. But while Rihanna was trying her best not to get cancelled, so too was this unknowing photo booth.
You want to know what's fat phobic? The photo booth. And here's why. Only one fat bitch fits in here. We tried to both get in, and I got stuck.
Yes.
You got this.
Picking on a phone booth because it...
And I love this. These people are picking on a photo booth because, it's they can only fit one fat person into it. But if they were to lose the weight, both of them could fit in comfortably. We could fit the three of us into one of those.
I was going to say it's not comfortable. I don't think that they're made for anybody particularly to fit into them, but you just make it work.
Exactly.
I remember that you guys sat on my lap and, we just did this weird, awkward, thing. And
can I share this very funny ass thing that I found? It was some internet, and it was some fat guy getting into one of those like car things you find in an arcade, and it said only one rider.
Oh.
The fat person getting in.
Yeah.
But they were like fatter than avocado.
Oh,
they were like as big as our bed here.
Yeah, I've seen
See,
that.
and the whole body positivity thing
No, that only goes one way.
is just ridiculous.
I know.
These people that want to promote the unhealthiness that is that saying, well, I'm beautiful the way that I am.
But then that like athletic, good-looking lady that has good shape and stuff.
Yes.
They were showing, that's like wrong. She's.
What was her name again?
I don't know. She's.
Isaac did a thing on her. Isaac Butterfield.
Yeah, she's an Olympian, right? She does.
Yeah, she's
shot put and stuff.
shot put. Yeah, she was an Olympian, and she, I mean, she was a little on the manly side with some of the muscles.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
But I mean, she was amazing.
She was fit and stuff.
A true female.
Yeah, why couldn't you support being, like?
Yes.
But see, like body positivity, that only goes one way.
It does.
Support of obesity.
Yeah.
Because if we're like thin, that's unhealthy. You look horrible.
Exactly.
And they judge whether you're strong enough to do a job or something because you're so small.
But I would say to those fat people, do the same job, please.
Right.
We'll see who gets it done first.
Right, exactly.
Without breaking your bones, without breaking your spirit.
Right. Like you remember having to try and like go catch that goat that one time.
Yeah.
And it's like you have two people that are like not really in shape, huffing and just pouring sweat, and you're literally walking circles around them.
Yeah, and they weren't really fat either.
No, not really.
They were just out of shape.
Right. Yeah. She got worse over time, but
Yeah.
at that point she wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was like just out of shape, and like
Exactly.
you literally ran circles around them.
I did.
And
I'm looking at them like, really?
and went around the neighborhood and back this way and everything else,
Yeah.
up hills, down hills. By the time that they just covered a small stretch of road, and they're just out, done.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Sick, feeling sick. I remember she was like bending over.
Yeah.
And, acting like she was gonna throw up because she was not feeling good.
But yeah, that's the new positive.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Great.
Being overweight and
But you're too
being
fat.
to the point that you're making your heart pump twice as much blood.
Exactly, and like I said, look at your vitals. Look at
Yeah.
your vitals. I mean, you've always been like textbook with heart rate,
Yes.
blood pressure, temperature. You had high, platelets. What do you call them? The plasma platelets.
Yeah, the plasma platelets.
It's like very healthy. But
Yes.
they look at you and say, "Oh no, you're skinny." And you're
Yeah, my tetanus was like double or something.
Yeah.
They used it for the extra plasma.
And he gets the same thing. He's small in school, and so it's like he's automatically judged on that.
Yeah.
Talking about his size and stuff, something he literally can't control.
No.
Pygmism, but then you've got the people that are saying it are overweight. That's completely controllable.
Exactly.
But which one would the body positivity movement favor?
Yep.
Big little fat jerks that are saying mean things.
They are too.
As it's one size fits all is pretty telling. Some folks really need to take accountability for their lives and stop constantly blaming the world around them. But if you thought that was bizarre, here's one woman who even claims the hatred of fat people is somehow rooted in racism. See if you can follow along.
Anti-fatness is rooted in anti-blackness. And the reason why people are pursuing thinness is because they're pursuing proximity to whiteness. The reason why people hate fat people is because people hate black people. And appearing curvy or bigger is associated with blackness, especially black women, and that's why they're discriminated.
No. If you look curvy or maybe a little bigger, that is not unhealthy. That is not bad. That is good. To have the curves or to have a little bit of thickness to you. But we're talking about these people that are like 200, 300 pounds overweight, up to freaking like 500 pounds overweight, some of them.
Or the ones that are like, I mean, I have horses that weigh, like small horses that weigh like 800, 900 pounds. And then I heard about some people like in Mexico that had to be lifted up from their house with a crane that weighed like 900 pounds.
Yes.
Like that is a horse. A whole horse.
Exactly.
And it's like riding on a human body. Like how could you have all that weight on a human frame?
Yes. That's
crazy.
ridiculous.
It's like insane that you can even get to that point.
I know. But see, like with American culture, that's praised because that means that you're eating a lot. that means that you're doing
True.
really good with that. It means, it's like it started with the kings.
Right.
The kings had to stuff their faces because, they had the power. They had the upper hand. It was, look, I got all this money.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead of being a fair king and saying, hey, instead of me stuffing my face, I'm going to share this food or the money with the whole community.
That's why you had riots in France. So they weren't inherently fat, but the hoarding of food and stuff was still evident there.
Yeah.
There is a story of some European king, and this is where the phrase "your weight in gold" is worth. Okay, so like their king, every year he was weighed by like neighboring, like I don't know, parliament, I don't know, other higher ups or something. And so when he was weighed, according to whatever his weight was, that's how much money the whole town would get. So they purposely tried to make him as fat as possible.
Yeah, well, of course.
So yeah, that's where the whole.
Of course, that's government. It's
right.
Okay. We need this money to do this or that, so we have to make sure that he is that weight.
Yeah, and I think inevitably it ended up, killing him. And
of course.
Then you start over again with somebody who's skinny, and you get less money. But yeah, it's a really interesting story. I don't know if it actually happened or if it's just like a folktale thing. But yeah.
But I mean, to me, it's just ridiculous that. You get these greedy people out there with all this money. They'll have like 10 cars, but then you've got all these other people that have nothing.
Right.
And it's like, instead of saying, hey, I want to balance the scale here.
Right.
Let's balance it and let's see how these people, I can help these people because I don't need all this money because in the Bible, as we're reading, Luke, right?
Yes.
He's talking about how, God's like, listen, what are you going to do with all of this once you die?
Right.
You're not bringing it up to heaven.
Right, exactly.
What have you done to help people?
Yeah. Like
that I'm gonna look at you and go, okay, yes, you earned the spot here.
Even in like I think it's Buddhism or some Eastern teaching, they say that there's supposed to be a flow of resources.
Yes.
It's like if you get money in, that's okay. You just have to make sure that you put it out again. Give
exactly.
To make something good of it. Whether that's by buying something that's going to help people around you, benefit other people around you, or just giving the money away directly. There's supposed to be a flow. And the more that you put out, the more you get in. And so it's...
Exactly. We don't get that much money.
No.
But I still, if I see somebody on the streets that's hungry, by all means, I'll give them $20 and go get yourself something.
Exactly. It's like, we play Monopoly. We always pay in a little bit extra to the middle. Better
or
luck,
hey, let me buy the houses for you.
For better luck, and usually those people end up winning.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that way, right? But,
yes.
Yeah, if you have the means, and sometimes even if you don't, even if you're uncomfortable yourself, there might be somebody who's a little bit more uncomfortable.
Exactly. And I mean, not only does it help you in karma, but it makes you feel better as a person.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, I helped somebody else. I might be struggling,
right.
But look, they were struggling more.
It's like a monk's duty to give away the last bite.
Yes.
And if you want one more, don't.
Don't. No, you're good.
So it's like,
if you want more than one, by all means, have a little bit more. But once you just want that one more bite, stop.
It's a good way to keep karmic balance, and like you said, you feel so much better about
yes,
yourself.
You do.
Just like it just comes back to you almost instantly with health and well-being.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, they were talking about like what he said that she said that it was like what racist.
Yeah.
If you don't like curves. And he said curves is good. Women are supposed to have more fat stores. Tristan and I were talking about that today.
Yes.
Like why are you built different? It's like we need fat stores for later on. So it's always good for women, particularly, to be a little curvier.
Oh yeah.
But not what they're talking about. It's
not like
300, 405.
Not 200 and above pounds.
Right.
That's excessive because that's a whole nother person.
Right.
Whole nother well-off person.
Yeah, and I don't think that any woman, no matter her height, really should be over 200 pounds. Right?
No.
I mean, even if she's like 6 foot, something.
Yes.
they talk about the body mass index thing, and now they're trying to get rid of the whole body mass index thing, that it's not really particularly accurate, you know.
Well, and now they're stopping doing weight checks at doctors' offices.
Oh my god.
Because that's fat phobic.
That might actually be in this compilation.
And to me, that is the stupidest thing, because doctors are falling away from the oath that they took just to comply with diversity.
Right. No.
Sorry, we got a cat. His mother trying to call her babies every which way.
Yeah, they should have taken him outside to go hunting.
No.
But I mean, doctors are now being afraid to be diverse.
Whether it's the fat phobia or the trans thing.
Yes.
You know, it's like they're definitely caving to that.
Screw the oath that they took.
Right.
That says do no harm.
But I can't even find that now. Like, I can't even find where they actually even say that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. So they might have taken that out because of that.
Right. It's like, that's all they do. From the
You know, because cutting into kids, that's doing harm.
A lot of the shit that they do is harmful.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
There's, like, yeah, that's like a whole other life. I was
Yeah.
just thinking about the way that the schools are with the trans and stuff.
Yes. I mean, I can't got off subjects like 2 or 3 times I think here now.
Discriminated in the workplace, overly sexualized, and this has gone back for centuries and centuries. All systems of oppression, capitalism, sexism, racism, it all comes back to white supremacy, which is the foundation of the fabric of America and rules every sector and aspect of our society.
You really believe that?
Now, if mental gymnastics was an Olympic sport, I'm sure folks like this would be mopping up all the gold medals. It's crazy to think that being black and liking to exercise could somehow be considered self-hating. This is possibly one of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard. And speaking of mental gymnastics, there's a lot of that going on as this girl thinks up fake facts about trans hate.
There's so much trans hate in the world. There's so much trans hate in the world right now, and I'm so done with it. And pride just means that we are unabashedly happy just to be alive.
Yeah. And where do you personally feel that hate is coming from?
Most places, but especially the government.
And in your own life, where would you say that you feel the hate the most?
I feel like I kind of internalize a lot of the hate, so it feels like it mostly comes from myself at this point.
She can't even say where it comes from. She's like, there's so much hate. There's so much hate. Now she's saying, yeah, I think it's from myself.
Yeah, I would think. But because people that have actually been the subject of hate crimes will remember exactly what's been done to them.
Yes.
You know, it's like, it happens to us a lot. Unless people say some really hateful shit.
Yeah.
But, you know. Yeah, it's
Now let me know what you all think in the comments, but I do feel a lot of problems from the left are self-inflicted and internalized. If anything, it's the constant pushing of woke ideology onto schools, sports, media, and most other facets of life that evoke such negative responses. If you want proof of how widespread wokeness has become, here's some non-binary hand soap that just hit the market.
Do you regularly wash your hands? And are you non-binary? Are you on the market for a new hand soap? Do you want the name of the scent of your soap to evoke emotional intelligence, tenderness, and softness, while the actual scent smells like an 11-year-old boy going through puberty's first deodorant scent? And are you looking for the physical bottle of the soap to evoke the colors of the non-binary pride flag? Try Miss Meyer's Compassion Flower hand soap today.
It's pretty hilarious that marketing anything as non-binary will get the left lining up to buy it. But did anyone else feel a bit weird that he kept describing the scent as an 11-year-old boy going through puberty? It's always odd that the far left is so fixated on children. Just take a look at how kids at school today are changing their pronouns.
We've been contacted by a school teacher who's a little bit confused about an episode of Behind the News, the ABC TV show they play in schools. Let me play some of this to you. It was for International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia and Transphobia. And some of the kids in the video revealed how they identify.
I'm Alex. I use they, but he, him pronouns, and I'm Ara Ace and agender.
I go by any pronouns just because I don't really care, and I think I'm Arawace. I don't really do the labeling thing. I just kind of describe it.
Okay, so one of the students says they go by he, him pronouns. The other says they go by any pronoun, but both of them say they are aroace. Aroace. Now, I'd never heard of it, and neither had the teacher. It means someone who feels little or no romantic or sexual attraction. But the point made by the teacher is this: I couldn't answer the question. So if teachers aren't formally trained on topics like this, what hope are we of educating the kids? And I think the teacher makes a fair point. So be honest with me. Did anyone know?
Well, the only hope that you can see within there, not necessarily hope, but what they're going to do is they're just going to indoctrinate every kid to follow the woke agenda, to follow and pretty much be most of them non-binary. It's like all the arroways, there's no romantic situation involved at all. Just go the way of gray aliens, pretty much, the way that they've become asexual. Nothing.
It's like the way that they're trying to drive down the population, that's like evident with all of that. It's like the kids are not interested in romantic relationships anymore. They don't think about long-term partnerships or marriage or any of that. It's not even on anybody's radar anymore.
Exactly.
And they say that it's not a problem. There was this freaking site that it was talking about overpopulation of the earth and everything, and it had this disgusting picture of this baby sitting there with all these like fast foods and stuff, and it said, "Congratulations on your little consumer," and it's like it doesn't have to be that way.
No.
And they were like just adamant that you need to stop having kids. It's overpopulated. It's not going to sustain. There's only 40 or 50 harvests left of fish in the sea, and like all that same stuff was being said to me about me when I was first born, like 37 years ago.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like
it hasn't gotten much to any worse.
Right. I mean, if it has, I still have faith that the world will shake it off before it becomes a problem.
We still have enough fish in the sea that it can sustain everybody.
Right. It's like, and it'll find a way. You just have to have faith, but there's such a lack of faith in
there is
every facet of society right now. And
that's because a lack of faith scares people, and that's how you keep people in line.
Yep. It's like there's like just the science. And it's
yes.
Like, but not every science. Just
just that science.
And it's like, that's evident with the way that the kids are identifying now.
Yeah, it is.
Like when we were younger, everybody was bisexual.
Yeah.
So it's always some sort of like social contagion.
Exactly. They're still trying to keep that. They just have other names for it now.
They've added more.
Aerosexual,
It's romantic or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly how it goes.
What aroace meant until now?
Now, I don't know why kids like this even need to know about sexual orientation at such a young age. My advice to any parents out there would be to teach your kids to zone this nonsense out the second it reaches their classroom. And for our final clip of the day, let's take one last look at one more example of children being brainwashed.
ESCR's fantastic little gender unicorn teaches students of all ages about gender identity, expression, and attraction.
And you say that this is appropriate beginning in kindergarten.
I've worked with parents who brought it into preschools even.
This is a completely age inappropriate product to be putting in front of children. Gender dysphoria develops very early in life. Between the ages of 4 and 6, children think very concretely about the world around them. It isn't until 6 or 7 when they start to think more abstractly about things. It isn't until that age that you could start talking to them about it.
Made the point though that 4 is much too young to have these conversations.
I never said have the conversation at 4. I said the signs of gender dysphoria.
She is promoting the conversation at 4.
Now, again, I don't know why the mission for so many leftists is to get children exposed to woke ideology as much as possible. Call it indoctrination or whatever else you want. I just can't understand why so many people obsess over teaching children about gender identity before they even know how to count. If you ask me, one of the reasons might be to gain acceptance and seek validation for their own gender identity. People will come up with all sorts of nonsense to convince themselves and others that their woke ideologies have merit. As we saw, Some folks will insist their life is better off dressed as a literal clown, while others will glorify being overweight and wanting everything in the world to accommodate them. And of course, you have people adamant that they're victims of racism or hate speech without any facts or logic to back it up. Earlier, we saw Rihanna trying her best to pander to the woke crowd, but another celebrity who perfectly exhibits this annoying self-validation is Sam Smith. The singer's gone through more gender identity changes than one can count. In 2019, he came out as non-binary and genderqueer, and since then he's jumped back and forth from gay, queer, trans, and always quick to tell people there isn't one term that can accurately describe his
what he goes
identity.
after now. You never saw yourself as a man because when you were first born, you were not a man.
Right.
You were a boy, a kid. I mean, that's kind of obvious.
And then I do believe that, for the most part, you shouldn't really make a distinction between boy things and girl things until like
later in life.
9, 10,
Yeah.
and it's kind of been a cultural thing. Like, nobody really counts them as one or the other until then, then they start learning.
Just let kids be kids.
They have questions about stuff, and you answer it honestly, and
but it doesn't change what body parts they have.
No. It's like, it just, somebody was making the distinction that it's like from the time that you're born, people interact with you as a gender instead of just like a baby.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that that's necessarily true. I don't know. Maybe
I haven't seen it.
I guess, but I mean, they do have like gender reveals and stuff, so maybe people make more of a deal of it than we ever were supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, when we were growing up, it wasn't the case.
Yeah, it's like then, like for me, like I said, my girl duties started around 9 or 10. I started having to do more like girl things, and the finishing school started and all that. And the boys would start learning how to do boy things, but up until then, it was pretty free and easy. If you were a boy and you want to wear a dress and some high heels around the house, that's fine. Go ahead. If you want to do makeup, play with makeup, dye your hair, that's fine. Go ahead. If you're a girl that wants to wear jeans and go play with the animals and be out in the mud, go ahead.
Exactly.
So I do agree with them on that there should be like no gender distinction really up until a certain point, but it doesn't change
what you are.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
They've made it very complicated.
They have.
So, again, you're supposed to think about that.
No.
When I was 16 years old, and it was because I felt so in the middle.
And most recently, he came out as something that he calls semi-bisexual, which means someone who's bisexual but only attracted to one gender. Now that makes absolutely no sense to me.
So
straight
or
and
gay?
Or gay, yeah.
Hello.
Semi-bisexual.
Yeah.
Huh? Semi.
Let me
look that up while you continue.
Okay. This one's almost over.
You're either gay or straight. But as is the case with a lot of confusing identities out there, most of them are just ways for folks to feel special and validate their identity with some fancy or unique term. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.
I'm confused.
There's actually a whole wiki for this.
Huh?
There's a whole Wikipedia for this, for the whole sexuality.
How would a plant vote if it wanted to vote? Like, it's literally
They have their own flag.
impossible.
Hold on. All right, go ahead.
They have their own flag.
Good God.
I don't know. Your camera's tiny, but I'm put it right there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but it's like a pink flag with some purple in it.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, we need to talk about that too. I gotta remind people about this month at the end of this. Remember?
Okay.
So
special announcement at the end of all this.
Oh no, I think I got it. It was an ad. And I went to get rid of the ad and then go over. All right, semi-bisexuality is a sexual orientation that defines a person who feels sexual attraction toward one gender, usually the opposite, but considers themselves to be bisexual or partially bisexual. Another definition of semi-bisexual is someone who is bisexual but is attracted to only one gender. That is like literally
straight
or the opposite of bigender.
Bisexual.
Yeah, bisexual. That is literally the opposite of it.
Some reasons why individuals might use this label are you experience attraction to mostly one gender, but you're flexible and heteroflexible, homoflexible, androflexible, or gynoflexible.
Wow.
You have a very big preference toward one gender, but blurs your attraction to another gender. You're sexually attracted to two genders, but romantically to one. That's called monoromantic. You're attracted to both sexes, but to only one gender. What? Oh my god. Alright. You are bi-curious. Your attraction to certain genders is negligible, but one gender is fixed. You're monosexual, attracted to only one gender at a time, but your attraction is fluid. Abrosexual. You're multigender and attracted to only one gender, but interpret this attraction as both hetero and gay. Gay het.
Something that you can date.
Choosing to date and pursue attraction to only one gender, being celibate toward the other gender.
Crazy.
Too much.
It
that
is.
broke my brain.
This is the world that we live in.
So I'll put the video up that I found next week because I didn't get it up, but it is in fact September is known as Bisexual Visibility Month. So not only do we have all of June that's dedicated to Pride and everything to do with this community,
Now
we have Visibility Month, Bisexual Visibility Month. And man,
wow.
the comments on that, they were saying, I just became bi this year. Oh, me too. I just chose to become bi. I chose to become
See,
bi.
so now they're choosing.
Now they're choosing.
So now it's not something that you're just born with. People are choosing to be it.
So then there's that facet of it, and also it's like, oh my god, bisexual people are just the best, and it's like so then you got them glorifying it and thinking that they're better than everybody else.
Wow.
So yeah, just a fun little tidbit about this month and the whole bisexual.
That is insane to me.
I know, and I know that somewhere, I think it's in April, they have like trans visibility. I don't know if it's a whole month or a week or whatever.
Listen to our awesome puppies. You might get to hear them howl. Nope, they decided not
They're
to.
embarrassed.
I'll be very cool.
Well, given enough technology, when we can finally talk to plants, and they live longer than us, so they get to be 18 years old, and they get to vote for a long time, well, okay.
You believe that plants should have the right to vote?
I believe that they think they should have the right to vote. I believe that your dogs and cats, that if you were able to talk to them, they would say, yes, we have the right to vote.
A Wokey believes that trees, cats, and dogs should vote. Yes, you heard that right.
Okay, it's date.
No, this person, who is this one?
I don't know.
Anyway, no, the person was wrong. He did not say he thinks they should. He said, given the thing, if you could ask cats, dogs, trees, whatever, they'd probably say that they could or that they should. That's a whole different thing. Yeah, they have a right to. It's a whole different thing. It's what he's saying is the world that we live in. That's exactly what happens.
200 of being a girl, and I think we can agree that it's been a whirlwind. I have a tendency to overshare my life, and y'all are still watching. How cool is that? Once upon a time, I was a boy who had ADHD, and now I'm a girl who still has ADHD. I really like possums and Twilight and pretzels. I accidentally became an influencer. Now here we are. Girlhood has had its ups and its downs, and here's what I've learned so far. 6, 7, 8. Women are awesome, but can also be cruel. I'm doing my best, and boys, they kind of drool. My hormones are wild, and my kind of sore. It's only day 200. We have so much more to experience together. We're just getting started. Thank you for being my friend. You're open-hearted. I don't feel so alone. No more shame and carefree. Being a girl is awesome. Would you agree?
That's not Walsh. Watching it, he's good.
You look much better.
Me?
Love ya.
Dylan Mulvaney's latest rap is, let's just say it's an experience for the ears.
You know what I don't get is why people still see me as a woman.
What more could I be doing? I literally stuff. I don't think I look like a woman. So why does everybody?
Well, people still see you as a woman because you are one, and this only goes to show that it actually does not boil down to any individual body part. That's what that side accuses us of doing. They accuse us of just sort of like reducing people to their body parts and all of that. So when you say that, well, man, they say, well, that's reductive to say that's all. But then, of course, the irony and the self-contradiction is always is that that's exactly what they do, because they think, we'll remove a couple body parts or change some body parts, and then you not only will you look like the other sex, but you actually will be the other.
Matt Walsh lays down the truth in a debate with a wokey TikToker who believes changing her body changes her identity.
That's a long question, but I had to encapsulate a lot of things. So here's what I'm saying. I disagree with either their definition is wrong or it's overly broad in its application.
It's crazy. This is such a young Ben Shapiro.
I know.
Like, it's insane from where he is now.
Okay. So if the idea is that if I say a man is a man and a woman is a woman is inherently transphobic, that's not discrimination, that's disagreement. If they say that's discrimination, they're overly applying their own.
I think when you say like they're mentally ill, like that.
Well,
gives off.
I have said, and I will continue to maintain, that gender dysphoria or gender identity disorder, whichever DSM you choose to use, is a mental illness. That is, and again, God forbid that it should be said with any animus, because this is not said with animus. When people are suffering, these are clearly folks who are suffering. When people are suffering, you shouldn't be saying stuff with animus. I'm not saying that as a gotcha to people who are. The point that I'm making is that when a society begins treating folks who have mental illness as though they are representing an objective reality, they are doing no service to the people who actually suffer from a mental illness. My grandfather suffered from schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia. He was institutionalized. If the doctors had said to him, Nate, you're fine. We believe that the radio is actually talking to you. That is not a service to him. That would have been terrible for him.
Ben Shapiro brings hard facts into a discussion on the mental health challenges in the trans community.
You don't care that you could be putting people in danger?
How is it any more dangerous than her recording me?
I mean,
How are you being put in danger right now?
Because there are people who are actively trying to dox folks at this camp. That's already happened.
So you understand that you're going to a public event, a public protest, an ongoing public protest, that you want to get your message out, but then you don't want anyone to record that. You understand how kind of absurd that is?
At a pro-Palestine protest, a wokey refuses to be filmed, but a reporter counters with a slick argument.
So I'm still trying to understand your argument that we need something better than capitalism. How do we get there?
One of the biggest complaints I have about capitalism in general is that.
So it's a very simple answer. You just get rid of the money completely and go back to the barter trade system.
Exactly.
And I know that could lead to more skirmishes and maybe more, fights for territory or something. But when we were working on a trade-based system, it was infinitely better than working off.
Yes, it was.
The money system that was invented like in Greece by some nerd in a think tank, this is a great idea, so it was definitely better before that. There's a simple answer. Just go back to trade. Now watch.
In order for capitalism is all about putting a profit. So in order to produce profit, there's two things you can do. You can improve the quality of your products to get more people to buy it. You can lower the price of the products, which will make people attracted. But then if you're lowering the price, you don't make as much money. If you raise the prices, less people can afford it. And the only other way to increase profits is to lower the amount that you're paying to produce that product. So if you want to get more, eventually, if you get to a point where your product can't ever be produced any better, you have to start lowering the amount you pay to produce it. And that might include cutting the wages of your workers. But if you cut the wage of your workers, you eventually have to
encounter the most baffled.
This guy can't even breathe.
Yeah, he's
getting so confused on his own statement. Yeah, he cannot breathe. He's like starting to sweat.
Yeah. Like the literal thing is how could what could be a better state or a better system than the capitalism,
Yes.
right? And he just goes on to start talking about like one facet of capitalism.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like that's just, I mean, like I said, it's real simple. Destroy
It
the money
is.
system and go back to trade. You could have said that.
Yeah.
And she might have had an argument back for it, but it would have been infinitely better than whatever he just tried to.
Exactly. I mean, so many
Yeah.
It's
like you're gonna know. No, you're
Exactly.
gonna say something. Know what you're gonna say and be able to back it up.
Exactly.
Old socialist ever. It's a sight to behold.
Fake news.
You just said
Who
he
invented
killed
the
more
term?
people than
Who
all these other
invented the
people.
term fake news.
I just want numbers.
Who invented the term fake news?
You did.
No, I did not. Donald
Actually,
Trump invented that term. And you
no,
know
he
why
didn't.
he invented
It was the liberals who
It is
did, and
his
he took
theory-
it back.
It is his theory that if he promotes falsehoods and calls names long enough on TV, that simple-minded people will start to believe him.
Falsehoods.
You are one of those.
You just said that Joseph Stalin killed less people than Donald Trump. Okay. Falsehoods. I'm promoting them. He just said all of these people killed less people than Donald Trump.
A Wokey claims Donald Trump has outdone Stalin in dire deeds. Quite the statement.
Telling you, you have to be more respectful.
Yeah,
you are not.
Okay.
You're not.
Sorry.
You're fine.
These are the same people. The person behind the camera here are the same ones that rally for, you know, the free Palestine. Don't discriminate. Don't treat people like crap. You know, oh my gosh, you're being a bigoted, racist person, right?
Of course.
And then we have here an interaction with legitimate minority,
Yeah.
and the interaction is like, it's insanely rude and highly privileged.
Poor guy. The poor guy here.
I know, he
The
just
guy. He
smiles
doesn't know
away.
what's going on.
He might, but you know,
You're not embarrassed to be ignorant and rude.
and they live stream.
I know.
I am not good English. I don't buy that for a minute. I think you speak English just fine, my love, because you understood every other sentence we had. Great.
Girl, you see some of the comments?
Yes.
Educate yourself. You know, on the pizza. What? You know, I would never eat your pizza in a million years. You're so rude. How are you going to tell me I'm a man in a purse and long hair and nails?
A trans woman reacts fiercely to
Okay, you're a man with a purse with long hair. There you go. I said it.
Yeah.
Call me transphobic.
a pizza guy's language mix-up, miscommunication, or just a tough day.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you aggressor! 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 Aggressor!
All right, so I don't know exactly what's going on here. This guy, obviously in the blue, is being an asshole. He is ripping papers up that these people have, and they are Christian, like.
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. I didn't even know that they were a religious organization.
Yeah, it says it at the end. I think.
Yeah, you told me that they looked like it, and then they were. And
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what they're doing. But.
Yeah, but I mean, this guy still has no right to do what he's doing.
Right.
Ripping up all of their paperwork and.
Right. It does seem like these people know what words to use in these sorts of situations, so I tend to think that they get into altercations a lot.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
You're right. It doesn't excuse the behavior of the other party. It does not matter.
Yeah.
How much you're being antagonized.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to you're not supposed to react like that.
No, you should not.
Aggressor! Aggressor! Leave us in peace. Freedom of speech. Practice what you preach. 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 Hey!
Look at that.
Hey, you! That's aggression! That's assault!
Tensions rise as a pro-trans supporter clashes physically with a Christian group.
You all are doing?
Oh, you actually want to debate instead of just blasting rock music.
Yeah, I want to debate because
Awesome.
the fact is that the majority of trans people who transition are happy with their transition. The people who
is that-
are not able
Yeah.
to access their transitional care are more likely to kill themselves. You all want trans people to kill themselves.
If you truly believe that, then you need to read this stat here
Really?
about the high suicide rate.
Yeah, they're suicidal because of what you people do. You tell them that they're not
You
real.
can't prove that.
Listen,
You can't prove that. It's delusional.
Biologically, is Bruce Jenner a man?
It's that same group.
arguments.
You're done
Walk
because you don't have an
away.
answer.
I have an answer. She's a woman. She transitioned, but you don't care about that. You just care about spreading hateful ideology to a pub 18 and 22-year-olds who have suffered throughout their entire lives. And you don't give a
You're spreading the truth.
You are not spreading the truth. You are spreading hate.
You're the one confusing children with your propaganda.
Children are confused because you tell them they can only be one thing or something else from the moment they are born. You are confusing children.
You can't change science.
Pro-trans supporters react strongly in various situations.
So I went on a first date and a car was about to hit me and he grabbed me and pulled me away. And I don't know why, but that just gave me the ick. Because it's literally the first date. Why are you so obsessed with me? Like, it was just so desperate. And it's like,
So obsessed with you. Was trying to help you and save your life.
What the hell?
Oh, why are you so obsessed with me at the first date? Like, he shouldn't let me get hit by a car. I mean, I was trying to get out of that date.
You gotta send this clip to Sancho. That's feminism at its highest. It's like,
Very highest,
she
yes.
saved my life. That gave me the ick. What?
play it cool.
A wokey feminist is upset when her date heroically prevents her from getting hit by a car. Gratitude looks different for everyone, it seems.
How can you have a gender reveal party for a baby when the baby hasn't even decided?
But and watch, if he didn't do anything, if she judged the car herself, she would have been like, oh, why isn't he saving me?
Yeah, we're all the good men,
why wasn't he walking on that side of the road and got hit instead of me?
Yep, you can't win.
No,
Can't win.
you can't.
That's the way grandmother used to say, can't win but lose,
Now, did we ever find out if this kid is satire or was it?
No, I think he's legit. He's just stupid.
What gender it's gonna be yet? Interesting.
Reflecting on childhood discipline, if only his dad had used a different approach, maybe he wouldn't be asking such questions.
Awareness for furries like myself.
All right, guys. It shows a couple of this one, guys and girls. Shows a couple of this guy. He is great with what he does. Just sit back and watch.
Now, I have the most students in my class that have actually transitioned from a human being to a cat. Now, I know I'm a rat, but that's more because I'm a Chuck E. Cheese freak. I love Chuck E. Cheese. I've spent a lot of time there, but that's why I like rats. But this is the problem, is we have a lot of trans inclusivity in other cities like Frisco. They're doing pride parades at a lot of churches. We're not doing any pride parades at churches here in Allen. And that's what we need. We need more kids on gender reassignment surgery or gender reassignment hormones. And the best way, I think, for me, that it's gotten the message out to the other students is doing it myself, leading by example. And that's what I'm trying to do here as a trans species, as Ronnie the Rat. He's like, listen, there's a social stigma. Me trying to date other furries like this in Allen, there's not a community. There's not a bar that accepts me.
Alex Stein stirs up a city council meeting by claiming he identifies as a rat. Satire in action.
So my name is Alexandria Stein, and I'm here today to call out transphobia here in Plano. I'm currently being restricted from swimming in the City of Plano Swim League against the women, even though it's clear that I reassigned my gender last week. Like, for example, do I look like a man? Obviously I'm not. This is a woman. But they're not going to let me swim and compete against the ladies because of transphobia. So what I need you guys to do is I need you to wake up. We have champions like Leah Thomas. She's an NCAA champion, the best swimmer in college today. I can't get a scholarship unless I'm able to send a recruiting tape to these colleges. So they say, oh, you have an unfair advantage, Alexandria. What looks like, does this look like an unfair advantage to y'all? Does this look like an unfair advantage? There's nothing unfair about this. I mean, look at me. I'm the same as a girl. But yet, you guys are going to let transphobia run rampant. Paige, I'm so worried. You're the city attorney. You really got to stand up and do something because, that is gender bias. And I don't like gender bias. I'm on hormone therapy. So my estrogen levels are so high, they're through the roof.
More from Alex Stein. This time, he's at a council meeting making waves about a transgender swimmer. Want to catch Wokey moments in 4K? Watch till the end. Subscribe, like the video, and comment Wokies for a chance to win a brand new iPhone 16 or a cash prize. Also, don't forget to check out the next video on the end screen for more chances to win.
What about when adults employ misgenders you intentionally?
While he's talking, you're talking.
You just misgendered me again. Multiple times.
Okay.
Both of you have.
Wasn't intentional, but if you want to take it personal, that's also.
Well, she did do it intentionally twice.
You're talking to me too.
I think the Discount Manager handles it perfectly with how he says it here.
Yeah. I'm really glad that people are starting to not play this game.
Exactly. More people need to not play this game, and
they retain their professionalism.
Yes.
With the exception of the last guy being satirical, but this guy and a few others I've seen, they're professional.
Yeah.
And they're respectful, but they're firm, and they're like, no, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, if you want to do it, you can go.
It's like because from the other side, all you're getting is screaming, yelling, and demands that
Exactly.
you better accept me, you better, you better.
Yes.
So the way that they're responding in calm stoicism is like really good. It's a good contrast.
It is. It's very good.
And much needed.
Yes.
You said she and then you said he.
You're being condescending, and if you want to continue, I have full authority to escort you out the building right this moment if you want to play that game with me. Okay. Would you like to continue 3 days before Christmas? I really don't mind.
I'm good. I'll just put this on.
An airline employee accidentally misgenders a trans person, but stands his ground when challenged.
Can I ask you what you identify as?
Identify?
Ethnicity?
Yeah, we can do more hour 30s like on Fridays.
I identify as an American.
Not an African American?
I didn't get elected into my position because of the color of my skin or do any race baiting stuff that it seems like you're promoting here.
A young black man delivers a poignant response to a wokey race baiter.
Anyone, including men, can mother and play the role of a mother.
Father.
Piers, would you?
Women, mother. That's because the titles are male and female titles.
Okay, to mother and to father.
Okay, so like I was telling you before when we watched this before, they're all into Latin. All these people, they speak Latin. Obviously a fetus is somehow different than an offspring. But
yes.
So let's just stick with the Latin word for women, which was femina, which literally means mother. So
there you have it.
There you go.
Father are not gender specific.
They are gender specific.
No, they're not.
Why are we pretending otherwise?
The skills
Of course
to
they're
mother
gender
and to
specific.
father can be acquired.
Are you a woman?
I am a woman, but I'm also capable of the skills it takes to father a child. Similarly, you are a man, and you are capable of the skills to mother a child.
Mothers are women. I hate to break it to you.
Okay,
I know we're not allowed to say this anymore, but it's an insult to every damn mother in the country. There's some of these blokes who come along and go, I'm mummy. No, you're not.
You are.
Piers Morgan discusses traditional parental roles with a woman, schooling her on the dynamics of motherhood and fatherhood.
You don't have a uterus, you don't get to make a decision.
Did you just tell me I don't have a uterus?
It will never happen to you. It will never happen to you. Are you telling me that you have a uterus?
Well, you couldn't tell me I don't if I claimed it. My pronouns are you, owner, male.
A pro-abortion advocate is hilariously out-argued by a well-prepared man.
How does one know that someone with the total physical appearance of a man, how can one know that that person really is a woman? Do you have an answer to that question?
So my response to you is then a question of, what is the purpose of knowing another person's sexual identity
So you ask me, why do you even care? What's the purpose of knowing someone's biological sex? Well, for starters, because we have civil rights specifically for women in the United States. We have special bathrooms for women. We have special sports leagues for women. We have all sorts of special places and rights and privileges that are for women that are not for men. So if now some men, people who at the very least appear to be men, are claiming a right to go into those women's bathrooms, then we either have to abolish all of the special rights and privileges that have existed for women for all of human history and are enshrined in our law, or they need to explain to me how those men are actually women. And they can't do the latter, and I'm not willing to do the former, and I don't think women across this country are willing to do the former, even if a few people have been so ideologically blinded that they would give into this kind of an absurdity.
Michael Knowles masterfully debunks a trans activist with sound reasoning.
My name is Ernie Whitaker. My pronouns are I, me, he, him, she, her, we, they, us. Sometimes I even use Shakespearean pronouns, which are thee, thou, thy, thyself, and ye. I'm non-binary, gender conforming,
I
gender
know, I haven't
fluid.
even heard that
just to
yet.
name a few.
That's good.
As you all know, the trans movement is the fastest growing movement out there. So I figured, why not get involved in the ground level and use it to my advantage? For instance, whenever I'm late to work, which happens a lot, I'm not gonna lie, I just self-identify as translate. Not translate like the language translate, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That's someone who's late but identifies as being on time. I thought of that one myself.
I'm not gonna lie, it is challenging having somebody like Ernie in the office, but due to diversity requirements, we have to have he, him, she, her, we, they.
Don't forget about us.
Sorry, and us in the office.
Around lunchtime, I identify as Sacha Petrov. She's a 45-year-old Russian. Being Sasha has many perks. For one, I get to use the women's bathroom, which is great. I mean, obviously. It's way cleaner than the men's bathroom. And my female coworkers are very accepting and understanding.
Wrapping up with a comedic take on the complexities of transgender discussions. It's as hilarious as it is enlightening. For more wokey videos, click on the screen right now.
Oh my god.
If your job winds you up this much, you should probably look for a new one.
Lay your hand on me. See what happens. Lay your hand. Get the f*** out of my store. That ain't your store.
Dakota, please don't.
Shout out. Hey, Sancho. Good to see you in.
Oh, we're about to have a baby.
Hey, it ain't gonna be my problem. If he lays hands on me, it's self-defense, so that's perfectly fine. You ain't gonna do shit. Wow, there you go. Big man. Big man.
Bye,
Big man.
A lot of you guys sent me this, and I'm actually going to have a different opinion on this video. There's a reason why these two cut off the whole conversation before. They only showed this guy mad. And to me, it looks like these people were antagonizing the guy working. The big guy was up.
Oh, but again, okay, with the big guy working, and even if he was antagonized, he should let it go. Let it slide. You should never get back in somebody's face, especially in a place of work. You are supposed to be professional. That is your whole thing. I don't care even if it is just a grocery store. Kind of looks like Winco.
It is.
But I'm not sure what it is. But either way, it's the way that you hold yourself. You should hold yourself above it all.
Yeah, that's like the situation that happened with Luann.
Yeah.
You know that she's a very difficult person. You know that she probably antagonized, that she can be very extreme at some points.
Yes.
But that guy had absolutely no right. He was an employee.
Yep.
He had no right screaming, yelling, cussing.
No, he didn't.
And doing the things that he did.
No, he had no right. I mean, honestly, even as a person, he had no right.
No, right. I mean, you're out in public, and
Yeah.
you know it's like you're a man. She's a little old lady that's clearly not thinking right.
Yes.
You know, it's like you should like be above that. I mean, you've never raised your voice at her. You know,
No.
you just let it go. And,
If something comes up, it's just breathe.
you know, you just gotta let it go. And she tried to jump out of the car because of talking about the jab. You know,
Yeah.
and she was just trying to jump out of the
Yeah.
car and stuff. You know, and it's like
And I just had to say, okay,
just let it
swallow it and move on.
Right. You know, so yeah, you have to like adopt a certain level of professionalism. And,
Yes,
and
you do.
Faith. It's like they'll get theirs. They'll find out. They'll learn. You
Yes.
know, even if it's after death.
Exactly.
Upset for a reason, and to me, it just looks like these two were provoking him. Because we're only getting half a story here. You wouldn't believe some of the public, the way they speak to you. I'm talking from experience. I worked in retail for years. So the real question of this video is, who was provoking who? But there's a reason, like I said, why they cut off the first half of the video. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you think started that one? And you guys know I never asked this, but if you're new around here, do consider subscribing. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers. Tell your neighbor, your cat, your dog, your fish, your ex-girlfriend, I don't care who. We're so close to 100K. But enough of that. Let's carry on with the video.
Fuck ass son. What do you mean? What the fuck?
Okay, you guys
What?
need to stop.
What's up, bro? No, I just heard that.
Any available assistant manager?
What?
You guys need to leave.
Oh, scary. Shiver my timbers.
Yeah. People doing it. Okay, because people do not know how to act. It's like they want to act like it's their yard, like they're like they're in a gang.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're gonna fear me. You're gonna.
And they're working.
And they're working.
It's supposed to be but that one was definitely Walmart, right?
Yes.
It's like.
And then just watch the end of this one. This is just Petty, also, not Tom Petty.
No, not Tom Petty.
Yo, man, don't ever do that again, man.
Get back to me. I'm talking to you.
No, I'll knock you out, dude. Straight up and down, man. I'll bust your old buddy. I'll get my 6-year-old son to bust your face open. How about that? Tell him to say that to my face.
Stop it. Get some help.
You think you know what the who you fucking with?
Who? I don't know who I'm fucking with. I never met you in my life.
Get the away from. Put the car down and get the fuck out.
Pay me and I'll drop it. How's that?
Who the fuck are you? I don't even know who the you are. I don't even know who the you are, and you want me to pay you?
I'm the tow man.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Well, that's awkward. That guy thought he was onto something. He thought he was a flipping mafia boss or something. And then this guy was just a toll man doing his job. What an absolute muppet.
Just wait. You want to do my dishes? You can't handle her. You can't handle her.
Look at that. Look at it.
Remember the cat, man?
And then just think. There it is. Right there.
I mean, having a bench does not mean they're gonna,
What an idiot! Tough guy.
And saying you fight like worse than a woman. I mean, it's all about technique, and that's what it showed on that. I mean, she had the technique. He was acting like a big guy. I'll beat her.
Part of the problem.
And then she had a very, very good technique. I mean, that technique works.
Just because you do have the physical advantage does not mean that you're gonna win. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you can be taught leverage, and I mean, like the little Shaolin monks. I mean, those dudes are small.
Yes.
And they taught self-defense classes for women.
Exactly.
And it's just about pressure points and leverage.
That's one of the things I'm really good at. Is the maneuvers.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
chokeholds and.
What the hell? If you're ever like, play fighting or whatever, if it's like you get into that position, I know I'm like done.
Yeah.
It's like the submission hold is like, no, I'm done. It's over.
You want to be a tough guy? You're not so tough right now, are you?
Call the cops.
You're not so tough, are you, small guy? You're a short
I'm following the
little
law.
guy.
You're not following the law.
You're a tiny little man.
Vehicle code. Vehicle code.
This is called steroid syndrome. What small man? What? It's that. It's so ridiculous.
21760.
My name.
Sorry, go ahead.
I can't believe there's still guys like that.
I know.
Don't talk about like toxic masculinity. I mean,
Yes.
right there. That's what you.
That's full on what it is.
Yeah.
My name is your worst enemy. My name is your worst enemy. You want to? I'm your huckleberry, buddy. I'm your huckleberry. You short little punk. Huh? You come through this town thinking you're cool on your bike, like you own this lane. Look at the bike lane is on this
It's
side.
called share row.
It's right in the middle of the street.
Share row. I get share row. I get
But
that
you
entire
came
lane.
around me like this. You
You
came
blocked
around.
my way.
I
You
didn't block
blocked
your
my
way.
way.
I honked my horn because you were way over in our lane.
No, that's my lane.
No, it's not
share
your
row.
lane.
It's
not
share
your
row.
lane.
Look at the law. Look at the law.
Watching you. You're lucky today,
Look at the
buddy.
law. I
You're
am.
lucky today.
He knows
What's
he's
your
wrong.
Huh? My name is your worst enemy. You don't know
Like that. You're lucky today. You're lucky today. No, you just know that you're wrong, and so you're falling away, still trying to act tough.
Oh God.
You own the road?
I don't own the road, but you're the one that me in the way.
See that sign right there? That's share row. See that?
In the middle.
Share row.
Huh?
Share row. See that symbol right there? RUA22.
I already know that guy went home to his wife and said, I owned a biker today. He was so scared. I intimidated him, when that didn't happen at all. I think this guy just wanted an argument. He had a row at home maybe, and he wanted to take it out on this biker. Yep. And he said he was his worst enemy. Well, we sure didn't see that.
Exactly.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What in the job seekers allowance is going on here then? These lot watched Get Rich or Die Trying and really thought they were about that life with their mum's money, and they bought themselves a tracksuit from JD for Christmas, and they got their 3 for £5 vapes from the corner shop. These 10-year-olds couldn't even break a Kit Kat in half, let alone take on this man in his car.
I'm not ready to go nowhere with you, bro. It's 25 degrees.
Yeah?
You're wearing a jacket and a belly.
Right, fam, respect me, please. The bottom half is drip, yeah. And number two, when it was -3 degrees, I was telling you, let's prepare for this hot day, fam. We're not prepared.
And I told you, let's go gym.
Look at the things hanging out your body. Did you go gym once, fam? Look at your teeth. It looks like arms, fam. That's why I'm on the drill team, because girls love that anyway.
You're a menace to society, fam. You look like a threat.
A threat?
A threat. No girl's gonna have you.
Fam, if I go to a girl and say, yo, babe, what you saying? What's your number? And she says no. Fam, you know what I'm gonna... What? You said no to me? You think this guy here, you think his mum won't rock you? Are you mad? They're gonna give it, fam. Come, man.
Lad, you're waffling. On my life, you're waffling, fam. Just back off the jacket.
Because I'm hot. I'm waffling because I'm hot, fam.
Just take off the jacket.
No, let's go. Let's just walk, fam.
I'm not walking anywhere. I'm not walking anywhere. You look like a sauna.
I know this is a skit. It is funny because a lot of these guys are walking around in tracksuits they bought from Sports Direct. They work weekends in McDonald's and they spend all their money on Louis Vuitton trainers. But on social media, they're saying that guy, they're rich and they're hard and all that. It seems to be a pandemic right now in the UK. I mean, look at this next kid.
What's your name?
Darren, D1.
Say that again?
D1.
It kind of sounded like you said your real name for a second and then yeah, the feds got you now though. They're going to put you in the feds now. What song you trying to do?
No Diet, Nick a D.
Okay, now, nice and easy, right? Don't make a single mistake. Make sure the performance is lit. 100 pounds if you make every single lyric with no mistakes. But maybe if I'm feeling it and you make a mistake, I might dash you side quick. Maybe. Alright, cool. Hold the mic.
It's good to be busy, Sancho. Thank you for stopping by anyway. Always appreciate it.
You hold it to your mouth. Don't do this. Blah, blah, blah.
Alright, say no.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. Come on. They call me Bigger B, but you get me, yeah? Fly it. Drop it. Right. Still on a monster fly it. You know the cocaine diet. Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Nah, man. Oh.
I know you guys are cringing watching this and it's hard to believe that these people exist, but I'm telling you they do. If you go to London, every other person is like this. Can you imagine if his mum saw this? He'd be getting grounded when he gets home.
Everybody get down! Get it out
This is great.
Get it out the money! Get it out the money! Get it out! Where's the money?
I'm sitting off the phone.
Look at it.
Give me the money! Where's the money? Everybody give me everything! Where's the money?
This guy fools nobody. I mean, nobody even cares. One steps outside for a quick second, but just watches this guy realizes nobody's doing anything. I am getting nowhere and looking like a fool quick.
It's like how humbling, you know?
Not only did he look like an idiot and unintimidating by all measures, he walked in there with no mask as well. I mean, what a melon. That's how unthreatening he was. He walked in there pretending to be strapped up. The guy behind the counter didn't even come off the phone. All those people sat there were just completely unfazed by him. That is hilarious, man. I'm glad no one got hurt, and I'm glad this guy looked like a flipping idiot.
What's diamonds in the ground? How can you stop me? I'm not walking away. I'm standing right here. I'm standing right here. There's people that are starving. Starving.
I'll say it.
No, I can smell you. Stale Bill. Stale Bill. Stale Bill. Gucci bag. Gucci. Oh my God.
Gucci. Oh, his ass kicked off of there quick.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what this guy's talking about, But him flexing a fake Gucci bag, which he probably bought for £3.50 from the market, is not a flex. And I know I had to cut it out, but these guys literally just grabbed him and threw him off the train because he just wouldn't leave these girls alone. So fair play to those guys for stepping up.
You gotta go. What'd you say? I said you gotta go. Who are you? You gotta go. To Boston, you have to go. Come on. Who are you?
What is
Allied Universal?
You don't know.
Yes. And your name? Come on. Come on, what? So you one of them? Why are you saying I'm one of them? I'm one of them. I'm going to be like recording it. I be watching a lot of videos. I see this, but you making people feel real uncomfortable. I'm gonna give you a contact. Okay. You did the recording people. Why is that? What you mean? Why is that? It's people privacy. Oh no, why is there a camera? There's a camera over there in the corner of the office. That's for security. Are you security? Oh, so it's for security. So if it's for security, it's okay.
It's hard to judge because you don't know the law.
Yeah.
Why would I? No, I'm not secure. Recording people. So you can only record people if you're security?
This security guard seems chill, to be honest. And some of you know, I used to work in a security firm before I was doing YouTube full time. And I remember dealing with people like this all the time, especially nowadays. As soon as there's any confrontation or you got to deal with any incident, what level it is, people are always recording. That's the first thing they do is pull their camera out. That's the first thing people do. Or you're dealing with someone who's committed an offense or a crime, and then other people will intervene recording you who don't know what's happened, but they think you're abusing your power and all that. It happens all the time. And this guy looks like he's dealt with it a lot too, so I know how he feels.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got for today. Friday, what are we doing?
I think we're still working on the
regretful parenting,
the subreddit, and moving on with hopefully to something else to do with the child-free by choice genre. That's a big thing.
Sounds
right
good.
Now, so.
And then next Wednesday we have a special. We are actually all going to the Kern County Fair in Bakersfield to see Shaggy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a live stream from the fair. Maybe we'll get some of the concert.
Yeah.
Shaggy, that's like classic for us.
As long as we don't get copyright.
I don't think we will. It's at the fair.
What about you have to pay to get in, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, it is what it is.
Maybe,
and we'll see about what we're doing.
Maybe we'll find some MOOC things
record
while we're there.
Maybe you never know. It is Bakersfield.
I know, it's true.
So we don't know what we'll see.
So yes,
but
next
we'll
week
get
live from Bakersfield.
Yeah, we'll get some stuff there and get you guys what we can. So namaste. Thank you, Sancho, for stopping by. Even if you're busy, that's awesome.
Yeah, and a shout out to Chatty Charlie as well. I know I haven't seen her for a while. She's probably enjoying her new grandbaby.
Probably busy, I'm sure.
But just shout out, just like
yes,
saying hi and hope all looks good and everything. So
yep.
We appreciate everybody that pops in to say hello and show support. So.
We really do. I mean, it's what keeps us going with this channel. So also, Daughter of Otten has a new set that we've been doing, which is Monday Musings. It's her and I going over stuff with all different subjects.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
Podcast that we're doing now.
Podcast style, just talking about, just kind of like an unfiltered, just our thoughts, on some harder subjects, some tougher things, some grittier things. So.
And I'm sure I'll start posting them from this one too.
Yeah, add that in there.
But go over to Daughter of Otten's page and check it out, and check out our other content. Some good stuff there. Yeah. So namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Till Friday, we will see you then.
Good night, everybody.
So this woman thought it would be a good idea to try and pickpocket this man in the middle of an airport. This actually happened in Spain. Let's see what happened. Uh-oh. Where's the music coming from? Is that a band? Oh, wow. She's screaming for police.
Let's try to click on it once.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Also, on the next ones, I want to show them that damn book that I found.
Okay, we're not off yet.
The trans book that I found.
Okay. Yes, we will definitely be looking at that then.
Alrighty.
All right. Sorry about that. See you later, ladies and gentlemen.